is traveling around in the same place. A trip or itinerary trip is a programmed trip. An excursion is official trip. Hi learners, how are you? I hope you are fine. Today we are going to talk about a lesson concerning 4th IM titled Itinerary Trip رحلة منظمة. So as we've done before, we are going to review Nabila's different activities referring to the book. نعود دايما الكتاب المدرسي. احنا الكتاب المدرسي شحال نديو منه الصور. For example, روحوا London, then Italy. We are going to make it. Our learners remember Leonardo da Vinci, Pablo Picasso, the Mona Lisa, and for example Alhambra Palace, Topkapi Palace, Sulaimani Mosque, and etc. And we ask our learners, what is this? Is it a tour? So and you will give you different choices. So it is a tour. No, a tour is in London, for example. So is it an excursion? No, it's not an excursion. So what is it? It is an itinerary trip. It's programmed trip. So what is a programmed trip? A programmed trip in which a tourist will, for example, go from or will travel from one place to another in, for example, 4 days or 4 months or 4 weeks. يعني المسافر ولا السائح راح ينتقل من مكان إلى مكان في ظرف مثلا زمني محدد 4 أيام أو 4 أسابيع أو 4 أشهر أو إتش. And we are going to make an example like Nabila. So I'll move to page 34. من كاين هنا عندنا organize, you say B. We are going to ask our learners to read about Nabila itinerary trip. So look at how Nabila organized her cruise activities in a chronological sequence using the chronological markers. First, then after that, finally. So follow me. First, I sailed from Algiers to Spain on a cruise ship. Then I visited Italy, and after that I sailed to Istanbul with stopovers for 2 nights on the Greek island of Mykonos. Finally, I returned to Algiers after spending 4 exciting days in Turkey. So, what are we going to do? We are going to ask our learners to read this paragraph and sort out. First, verbs. 2, sequencers, or 2, tense. 3, sequencers for activities or cruise activities. So try to think of the answer. We are going to return with the correction. So we move to practice. I will give you our learner a practice. You said I use these notes to write about my itinerary trip. So the first and the time 4 days, the place جيجل, the activity is 1, visit the town of games, أرى ولا أزور مدينة الألعاب. 3, see the Ziyama garden, أرى حديقة الحيوانات. 3, ride horses, أمتطي الأحصنة. 4, take photos, يعني أخذ صور. and buy souvenirs in الخيمة, وأشتري هدايا في الخيمة. So try to think of the answer. I will dictate an answer or correction. The verbs are sailed, visited, sailed, returned. And the tense is the simple past tense. ما نقدرش نذكر احنا في simple past tense. قلنا simple past tense is the verb plus ed. كيما هنا regular. If it is not regular, it is irregular, راح يكون متغير كل فعل عنده القانون تاعو. This is the tense. For example, markers. The markers or chronological markers we have first, then after that and final. ليه؟ لأنه عندنا 4 أيام. كنا عندنا 5 أيام تقولي first, then next, after that, final. So these are chronological. Why do I use this chronological sequence? To organize. نروح ننظموا الرحلة تاعنا. What are the activities? Activity 1 sailed from Algiers to Spain. 2 visited Italy. 3 sailed to Istanbul. 4 returned to Algiers. So these are different activities. So try to explain the learners what are these activities during this trip. So it's any verb. I use it in a sentence. والسبجكت راح كنا نهضر على روحي راح نقول I, for example. The correction is last summer I spent 4 days or 4 exciting days in Jeddah. First, I visited the town of Games. Next, I saw the Ziyama garden. After that, I rode horses. Finally, I took photos and bought souvenirs in Al Khayma. Full stop. They were the wonderful or the days I have seen in my life, for example. So this is the end of the lesson. I hope that you like the video. See you for next lessons. Goodbye.